there have been a few things I've been doing recently which has helped me keep a natural big low end that's free of distortion. I'm going to be speaking about a few more in coming videos, but this is one which is super easy and obvious. I'm going to show you before and after, and then I'm going to really surprise you with how I came to actually setting this up. So let's go before and after.
It should be a crime, got me feeling like this. Running through my mind, got me feeling like this. You should do time, got me feeling like this. Guess I gotta lock you down, cuff you up. It should be a crime, got me feeling like this. Running through my mind, got me feeling like this. You should do time, got me feeling like this. Guess I gotta lock you down, cuff you up.
Those two kicks there are beautiful. Take a listen to this.
Like this, 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 like this.
It's not something I typically, I'll just get it up here. It's not something I typically use when it comes to needing to preserve that lowest fundamental of extension, because I can get the harmonics, I can get the richness out of it and that analog warmth in the mid-range, but the subs were sort of lacking. And this was something that was sort of concerning me. Now, a lot of my testing I'd done had been on linear analysis, and that's not a great way because that's just an impulse to analyze what's going on here. To actually understand really what you're doing, you need to have a Hammerstein graph. And the setting I'd been using, if I just bring this input down to -15, is I'd been using the aggression on about half, about 0.47, around there. And what we can see is in that first fundamental, there's a clear dip in the subs at around 25 Hertz. And that's why I wasn't using it in the subs. So what I did was I started to think, well, how can I push and change and create some settings where there's extra flavor in the subs? Because we can see there's a big third order harmonic here, but dipping that fundamental does nothing for the overall tone. So what I did was I played with this clean to hot. And what I found was as it gets hotter, that fundamental severely dips in lieu of harmonics replacing it. And I didn't really want that. I wanted to have a clean low end. And if you make it clean, you actually get a linear response on that fundamental. But where I actually gained some of these harmonics back is just by dialing in the aggression more. So having a clean saturation, and what we actually get here when we go to 0.4, okay, and this is what that setting is back there, it slightly tilts the fundamental, but then we're getting third and fifth order harmonics in the low end. And then I went to pentode. Actually, that's another thing. You're gonna go to pentode because we don't want even harmonics, we want odd order harmonics. The reason why odd order harmonics is odd order harmonics in wavetable synthesis, generally symmetrical. Now there might be DC offset filters in here which keeps the waveform in symmetry, but I like to use odd order harmonics. But in addition to that, let's not get too geeky, let's get a little bit more musical. Odd order harmonics are perfect fifths above the fundamental. So if this were a C, if this was a C and you triple the frequency to a third order, you'd have a G note. And if that were a C and then you went to the fifth order, not the third order, the fifth order, that would be an E note. So you're creating a triad across 3 octaves. So they're like harmonics in the name, they're harmonious with the original fundamental signal. And this is actually the preset you heard, where what I'm doing is I'm keeping it in clean. I'm only using the pentode saturation or tube blend, and I'm dialing up the aggression to an equal 4, and you do that by holding the shift and it moves the trim and the aggression up. So that is the actual setting I used to create this warmth. Now, I wanted to go a little bit further on this, and I'll play you an example in a second, because what I wanted to do is I used the same basis and then I created a thumping one, and I'll play this back for you in a second. I'll just bring the output down so we can see it graphed a bit more accurately. It's pretty much it's close to, if not the same as this here, but instead I've just backed off the drive a little bit and raised the low frequency, so that way it can expand that sub whenever it triggers. And what I'll do is I'll get rid of Plugin Doctor now, and we'll have a listen to this, because this one's really cool. I've been using it a lot like hip hop and R&B stuff, and I called it thumping, okay? And take a listen to this, because this is pretty interesting, the overall tonality of this. Where is the start of this chorus? Let's go back a bit. Beautiful.
It should be a crime, got me feeling like this. Running through my mind, got me feeling
So that's one of the new things I've been doing in sessions, mainly using that warm preset, and I've been using it in lieu of using low shelf boosts because this keeps the linearity or a flat sort of response in the low end on the fundamental, but introduces those harmonics in the subs. So using this preset here, which is warm weight, which I created in Plugin Doctor, that's been a really good replacement for just adding a low shelf. It adds a little bit of texture to those subs, a little bit more depth. Or having to tame the top end, I just overall give it a bit more of a warmth. It almost tilts the overall frequency response a little bit without adding a whole bunch of distortion and saturation, which is very, very audible. It's more just a general warmth that pushes into it. In the past couple of weeks, I've been putting together an advanced mastering details masterclass. And in that, I'm forcing myself to document data. So as in Plugin Doctor and graphs and analytical data, do A/B tests between materials, so there's listening exercises, as well as contextualize these into mastering applications and how I actually use certain techniques in sessions. If you want these presets, I'm going to give them out to anybody who subscribes to the newsletter. If you subscribe down to the newsletter below, you'll even get notifications on the Advanced Detail Masterclass, because I'm going to be launching that soon, but as I'm doing it, I'm getting a lot of user feedback and showing my progress developing it, because I want to have your guys' input. Basically, I want to make sure it's driven to serve the people who I'm creating it for. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, take care.